You know, television's a wonderful medium, but you can't beat radio sometimes. Just look at this. Look, you see? www.bnradio.co.za. That's a streaming radio station here in South Africa. You can hear good music, good interviews, and a little bit of news, but mostly we entertain.
Well, the first is to make a distinction between food and nutrition security. Food security has historically meant, do we have enough food on the table to eat? And it's driven a debate about this increasing productivity and agricultural yields. And so there's been no discussion until quite recently about the fact that we have to consider not just quantity of food, but the quality of food. So if you look at food security more holistic, it's having access to the type of affordable, nutritious food that maintains health. Now, I was a Minister of Reconstruction and Development. I was addressing nutrition in those days when I was working in President Mandela's office. I thought school feeding was our nutrition intervention. It's too late. So we've got to address that continuum after breastfeeding of what are the complementary foods that these young children from 6 to 24 months will have, what happens in the early learning centers where these children get dumped, and how do we make sure they have a proper meal, and then what happens in the schools so that the school feeding system is able to improve nutrition, to improve concentration and attention to the study. You know, it requires political wisdom on both sides. Because I've met enough farmers who feel this government is all bad, and you've met enough government officials who think that all farmers are bad, all white farmers in particular. So they talk past each other. It needs the type of catalytic influence that can bring people around the table and say, listen, in the interest of all our sakes, we need to cooperate. Increasingly, everything has been positioned on a grander and grander basis, which excludes people. So yes, you have these huge conglomerates today, control millions of hectares. We know in Africa there's huge land grabs going on. 150 million hectares has been taken, often at the lowest possible prices because some politician has got a brown envelope under the table. We know that's unsustainable, but what's happened in those land grabs is communities have been displaced. And that's when conflict sets in. And I think that's definitely not a sustainable model for Africa in particular, because it does not address the issue of us building sustainable enterprises, of training people to become entrepreneurs, of allowing them to be part of a market economy, of allowing them to see how they can improve their children's lives in terms of education and health and housing and social cohesion. I think that model of everything grand but done by a few people is a recipe for conflict. We should be scared of anyone. Everyone has an agenda coming to Africa. We will be absolutely naive to think the Chinese agenda is different from the US agenda, is different from the Brazilian agenda, or from the European agenda. They want what we have. All I'm saying, in a negotiation, I'm a trade unionist, you see, I look at a negotiation. You want what I have? What are you prepared to give me in return? And not what are you giving me as an individual? What are you giving my people? A sense of dignity, a sense of jobs, a sense of independence, a sense of enterprise, the human dignity of labor. I'm not a wage laborer for you. I want to also develop my people to become independent, financially, politically, and socially. Give people the sense that I can make progress because I work hard, not because of who I'm politically connected to, or what the color of my skin is, or what my religion is. I have a right, a constitutional right, to live a full life, to achieve my full potential, to have my children safe, to have the right to quality education and quality health. That's what Ubuntu is.